All right, welcome back. Running late is the #1 reason why drivers drive too fast.
That's right. High school and college students oftentimes are running late to their classes, and it can make the roads dangerous. Young drivers, fast cars, and Scallon is here for Before the Wheel with ideas and solutions to keep everyone safe. Good to have you here.
Why are you laughing?
Because we just had someone slip back there. It's never funny, but
and somebody's got a big frog in her throat, so it's been one of those mornings.
So good to see you, Ann.
Thank you.
This is such an important time of year with students going back to school, college, high school, all that. What kind of advice and things do you talk about with college kids going back to school?
College kids, especially the ones that are driving back on their own,
Right.
have a tendency to overpack their vehicle. So they want to get everything in. They stuff a bunch of things in the back seat. If those items are loose, it can be dangerous if they have to come to a quick stop. Things can come forward toward the driver and other passenger. Secondly, they can block their view by having the items in the back. Overpacking the trunk can cause shifting. So when they're getting on or off a ramp, the car can fishtail if they have not packed their trunk properly. So there's a lot of safety things to consider when you see that teen leaving.
Yeah.
You might need to make a suggestion that they split it up into 2 cars
Right.
or get a small U-Haul for safety.
You see those cars that are packed to the gills this time of year.
Exactly.
So your best tips are 2 loads, maybe mom and dad's car and their own car.
Right, or a small U-Haul, or just really having somebody who knows how to pack things properly
Right.
so they're completely secured and not shifting around.
Okay. And what about like sometimes your passenger, your son or daughter is a passenger in another car, and they need to kind of keep their eye out for any kind of odd behaviors and then maybe speak up.
Right. That's very awkward for teens and for adults. I'm sure all of us have been in a car where the driver's doing something we're very uncomfortable.
Heaven forbid texting or something like that.
Right.
Or
So
music too loud.
exactly. A lot of distracted items. And so what I recommend is that the parent, the best case scenario is if the parent kind of has this casual ongoing situation of a conversation with the teen, where they kind of present some scenarios. Oh, how did school go today? Blah, blah, blah. And then when they talk about the driving, have you ever felt uncomfortable in a vehicle when an adult was doing a distracted behavior, drinking their coffee or multitasking or having several things in their hands or reaching for an item? Get them to talk about their feelings about that situation. And then as the conversation progresses, over several months, you can talk about what do you think you would do in a situation if another teen driver is texting?
Right. What do you suggest them to do?
I suggest that the teen would think of an excuse to get the vehicle stopped.
Okay.
So to stop at a coffee shop, a big department store, I have to run in and get something, some excuse, and so that the momentum stopped. Because sometimes the teen, when the driver is involved in their activity, they're not really listening to the other person.
Yeah, and if you say like, oh, turn the music down, or whatever, oftentimes they'll turn it up.
Just to be snotty.
Just to be snotty.
Yeah, but if they're texting, can't the passenger say, hey, that's not cool, stop texting?
Well, the problem is if there are other teens in the car, there is that peer pressure of not kind of doing what the whole group is doing.
Okay.
So that's why I say if you can get the car stopped, go into a fast food place or a coffee shop, have a quick conversation with the driver on your own, and just say, you know what, I'm not that comfortable with this. Is this going to change?
I think that's a great point, because you're right. I mean, you have to get yourself in the situation to stop. It's not always easy to speak up, even though that's what we'd like our teens to do. It's not always realistic in terms of the situation or in terms of stopping the behavior.
Exactly, exactly. And the teen even has an option once it's stopped, like if they don't think the driver's going to change their behavior, they can call someone else and make some other plans.
I know, which is really hard, though, especially if we're talking a high school carpool. Not only are you talking about new drivers, but if, as a parent, maybe you're very reliant on this carpool. You're working and you need it. So I can see where these situations are important, but might be difficult to address.
Right, and when I presented to classrooms, I have found that a lot of the difficult situations are carpools. And the teens are really reluctant to speak up because sometimes it's a brother or sister.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
How do you talk to them about changes in traffic flow between summer to school year and also being late? Everyone's in a rush, getting to work, getting to school. and dealing with those issues.
Right. Well, the big change is all of us have, all drivers, we've been casually driving by all those, you know, slow down when school is present, and all those signs we've been ignoring for 3 months. So right away, people need to be aware of the signage. And whatever you think the schedule is going to be, so if you think it's going to take you 20 minutes to do the pickups and all that, double that the first couple weeks, because everybody is adjusting to a new schedule. Not only the teens, but the adults sometimes have several drop-offs, you know, children at different schools or one at daycare. So everyone's more rushed, combined with a heavier flow of traffic.
Right.
Well, I think you have such great tips. You've got wonderful little videos and vignettes on your website. It's beforethewheel.com. It's a great resource to give to your teen, especially before the school year starts, and your college students. Things do change from the summer till now. Thanks for being here, Ann.
Sure do. A lot
Thank
of great
you very
info.
much.
Thanks, Ann.